July 19, 2015, Ashville, Ohio. John Mogan walked out of prison, 28 years old, had just served 5 years for bank robbery. 5 years to think about choices. Consider the future. Plan a better path. Learn from mistakes. Most people use prison time for reflection. Deciding crime isn't worth it. Mogan had different takeaways. He learned that banks have money, that he wants money, that robbing banks gets you money. Really focused on short-term benefits rather than the long-term consequences he'd just experienced. 1 month later, August 24th, Mogan walked into Savings Bank, had a plan, needed to address one issue first. His face tattoos. Loyalty's thin tattooed across his forehead, betrayal's thick below it. Not subtle, very identifiable. Hard to blend in when your philosophical views about trust are permanently written on your face. His girlfriend Ashley Duboe helped. Applied makeup. Covered the tattoos. Better than nothing. Though arguably the better strategy would have been not robbing another bank 1 month after prison for robbing a bank. He approached the counter, handed the teller a note, demanded money. The teller complied, gave him cash. Mogan took it, left on foot. No vehicle, just walked away carrying stolen money. The robbery worked, got the funds, escaped. Mission accomplished. Now came the part where most criminals try to avoid detection. Lay low. Don't attract attention. Spend money slowly. Maintain normal profile. Mogan and Duboe had different ideas. First week of September. Less than 2 weeks after the robbery, they took selfies. Multiple selfies. With the money. On their shared Facebook account. Not a private account. Not hidden. Public social media. Where friends, family, and law enforcement could all see. The photos showed Mogan holding cash in his mouth. Cash by his ear like a phone. Both of them together holding stacks of bills. Really comprehensive documentation of their newfound wealth. Like a photo essay titled "Where This Money Definitely Came From Legalese." The caption was specific. "I got 6 bands, brah. Real shit, nigga. I'm doing all good. 6 bands. $6,000. Announcing the amount, the realness, how well things were going. Posted by someone who was recently in prison, currently unemployed, suddenly had $6,000 in cash that he was photographing and posting online. Because when you're committing felonies, the most important thing is sharing your success on social media. Documentation is key. Make sure everyone knows about your crimes. Really helps with the investigation later. Think about the decision-making here. Mogan had been arrested for bank robbery, convicted, spent 5 years in prison, got released, immediately robbed another bank, then posted photos of himself with the stolen money on Facebook, with captions about how much money he had, while unemployed, while presumably on parole or supervision. The sequence suggests someone who fundamentally doesn't understand cause and effect, or understands it but doesn't care. Either way, not optimal reasoning for someone trying to avoid prison. Police released surveillance photos, asked for public help. They got help. Massive help. Flood of tips. People saw the surveillance images, saw the Facebook photos, made the connection, called police. That's the guy posting money online. Check Facebook. Same person, same money. Really efficient crowdsourcing. When suspects document their crimes on social media, witnesses don't have to work hard, just scroll and compare. The police found the photos after they'd already identified Mogan, but the Facebook evidence sealed everything. Here's someone recently released from prison for bank robbery. Here's a bank robbery. Here's that same person photographed with large amounts of cash immediately after, posted publicly, with captions. The investigation essentially completed itself. Most detective work involves gathering evidence, building a case, tracking suspects. This case involved logging into Facebook and taking screenshots. Really streamlined the process. Smiling. Ashley Duboe participated in the photos, posed with money, shared the account, helped with makeup before the robbery. Full partnership. Dating someone fresh out of prison, helping them conceal features for a robbery, posing with stolen money on social media. These aren't isolated poor choices. This is a pattern. A consistent approach prioritizing immediate gratification. Very committed to that philosophy. The tattoos are worth examining. Loyalty's thin and betrayal's thick across someone's face. Permanent statements about trust and relationships. The person with these tattoos then commits crimes, gets caught, goes to prison, gets out, commits more crimes, posts evidence online, gets caught again. The tattoos suggest someone who thinks deeply about loyalty and betrayal. The actions suggest someone who doesn't think deeply about anything else. Interesting contrast. Really focused philosophical energy on one topic while ignoring practical considerations about everything else. September 21st. Both arrested, charged, held on $250,000 bail, minimum 4-year sentence pending, 1 month of freedom, 1 robbery, Multiple incriminating social media posts, back to jail. The trajectory from release to rearrest was efficient. Barely had time to enjoy being out. Spent more time taking selfies with stolen money than spending it. Priorities. When you're fresh out of prison, apparently the important thing isn't staying out. It's documenting your crimes for everyone to see. A police lieutenant commented on the case, said Mogan's good decision-making wasn't his strong suit. Understatement. Good decision-making wasn't even in his skill set. The entire sequence from release to rearrest was bad decisions. Sequential bad decisions, building on each other. Starting with robbing a bank 1 month after getting out of prison for robbing a bank, continuing through posting evidence online, ending with arrest. Each choice worse than the last. Real commitment to poor judgment. The shared Facebook account detail matters. Both their names on it. Both in the photos. Both could access it. Both could have said maybe we shouldn't post evidence of our crimes. Neither did. Mutual decision to incriminate themselves publicly. Like a relationship built on terrible choices. Some couples bond over shared interests, hobbies, values. These two bonded over posting stolen money photos. Different foundation for partnership. Probably not sustainable. Especially when both people end up in prison. The unemployment factor adds another layer. Hello, Mogan was unemployed. Had no legitimate income. Suddenly showed up online with thousands in cash. Basic logic suggests a problem here. Most unemployed people don't have $6,000 lying around. When they do, questions arise. Especially when that person was recently in prison for theft, and there was just a robbery, and they're photographed with cash. The dots connect themselves. Don't even need detective work, just basic observation and timeline matching. The timing is almost impressive. Got out July 19th, robbed August 24th. 36 days of freedom before another felony. 5 weeks. Most people spend 5 weeks adjusting, getting settled. Mogan spent 5 weeks planning his next crime. Different priorities. Most rehabilitation programs suggest longer before returning to old behaviors. Apparently those programs weren't effective, or he didn't participate, or he participated but fundamentally disagreed. The makeup concealment attempt shows some awareness. Knew the tattoos were identifiable, tried to hide them, had a plan for that, just didn't have a plan for the larger problem of committing robberies and posting evidence. Tactical thinking without strategic thinking. Solved immediate visibility. Ignored the fundamental issue. Really focused on trees while missing the forest. Facebook was relatively new to law enforcement in 2015, not as established as a crime-solving tool. But criminals posting their own evidence made the platform extremely useful for investigations. Mogan and Duboe contributed to that trend, helped police understand the value of social media monitoring, really pioneering work in the field of self-incrimination through digital platforms. Probably not the legacy they intended, but definitely the legacy they created. The doing real good caption is particularly notable. He was doing real good. Had money, had freedom, had his girlfriend. All temporary, all about to disappear. But in that moment, photographing stolen cash, he felt successful. Really didn't think past that moment. Didn't consider investigations, consequences, prison. Just focused on the immediate present, the cash in hand, the photo opportunity, the social media post. Very present-oriented mindset. Terrible for long-term planning. Great for creating prosecution evidence. 4-year minimum sentence meant more prison time. More years to think about choices. More opportunity for reflection. Though if 5 years didn't teach the lesson, 4 more probably wouldn't either. Some people learn from consequences. Others repeat patterns. Mogan clearly fell into the second category, the type who makes the same mistakes, gets the same results, acts surprised each time, really consistent in his inconsistency, reliably unreliable, predictably unpredictable. The case became a teaching example. This is what not to do after committing crimes. Police training, legal education, social media awareness programs. Mogan and Duboe's photos got shown repeatedly. Here's why you don't post evidence online. Here's what happens when you ignore basic criminal protocol. Educational material. Free content for instructors. All because 2 people decided that documenting their robbery on Facebook was a good idea. Really contributed to public education. Just not in the way they intended or benefited from.